They say something ain't right here. And most men tend to assume, and very often accurately so, that you wasted your 20s and 30s playing the field instead of getting serious about building your family. Sisters tend to do exactly what brothers do in their 20s and 30s, and that is play around and enjoy themselves. The problem with that is men can make babies forever, women cannot.
Hang on a second.
God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man.
Did this motherfucker just say the exact same shit that Kevin used to say? All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead and do this, man. Shout out to you guys being very patient with me. I need you guys to understand, first and foremost, I'm sitting here in the motherfucking semi-truck. You dig what I'm saying? So y'all better hit the like button, man. A nigga, you know what I mean? I put the money into it. You know, got a little podcast set up in the truck for when I'm on the road. So hit that like button for me, man. Hit the subscribe button. I wanted to address this Umar Johnson situation. I mean, let's do it, y'all. Let's go ahead and do it, man. Honestly, it's amazing to me, man. It's amazing. But will he be called out? I mean, now he's basically saying the exact same fucking thing that Kevin Samuel said, and the man was crucified for it. Will Umar Johnson get a pass for basically saying the same fucking shit that Kevin Samuels would say when he was alive? That these women are basically wasting their best years, and then they're coming to you, okay, beat down coochies, okay, heavy laden with baggage and some other niggas' kids, ridiculous ass expectations, attitude, feminist views. This is what she's coming to you with later on in life. And you are supposed to go out here and slay the dragon, stack your accomplishments, and this is your prize. This is your prize. This is what they're trying to tell you, black men, that this is your prize. This is what these B1 Jason Blacks, I'm gonna get on his ass very soon. Shout out to Jason Black, pandering to his single mother black female audience. Jason Black basically has the same audience that Dr. Umar has. Used up black female single mothers and matriarchal niggas. You got a pitter patter, smitter smatter of some niggas that actually have some damn sense that watch his content on a regular basis, I would assume. But in general, from what I have seen, this is his audience. They are pandering to the exact same people. This is why Jason Black felt the need to come out. This faceless fucking coward felt the need to come out and piss on passport bros in order to pander to his black female single mother audience. This is why, and this is the same thing that Dr. Umar is doing. Let's listen to the utter bullshit that he came out with recently, basically trying to blame productive, progressive, educated, constructive, forward-thinking black men, blaming us for the failures of the black community. Let's see how he pieces this together. Now, I want you to take note that he also talks about who he doesn't blame for the problems. Oh, it's about to get real. This is some grade A certified, USDA certified bull shit that he is about to spew out of his mouth. Hit the like button. Let's go ahead and get this started. Go ahead. I don't want this to be too long, but I had to respond to this one right here. Let's go.
Socializing of our daughters. Black women have to pull back just a little on this independent woman phenomenon that our girls are being indoctrinated with, because I think we're overdoing it to the point of radical black feminism, and I think is working against black women's ability to find a suitable mate in their 20s and in their 30s.
But who was saying this for decades, Umar? See, here is where the accountability comes in, brother. Who was saying we strong, we're independent, we don't need no man? Who has been saying that for the last few decades? Sorry, guys, I have to censor myself. YouTube is tripping. YouTube is tripping. YouTube is on that bullshit. But I have to ask, Umar, who has been saying this for the past few decades? Is this something that was hoisted on black women? Is this something that was forced on black women? Is this a concept? This concept of being a strong, independent woman, was that forced onto her? No, it wasn't. It was something that she adopted and she embraced it. She's been singing it loud for decades, but now when them consequences are coming around and she sees that Becky didn't go for the same bull that she fed her, she sees Maria didn't fall for the same bull, Mylene didn't fall for the same bull. She's seeing this. And now she has come to the conclusion that maybe, just maybe, this strong, independent black woman shit. Excuse my language. Sorry about that, YouTube. One slipped out. You got to give me one. This strong, independent woman is not going to work. It hasn't been working and it's not working now. You've been jumping around talking about how much better you're doing than black men. Meanwhile, you are leading the country in evictions. Help me understand this, brother Umar. All this dancing, all this talking about how she doesn't need us and she got this, she's strong and independent, but she's complaining about the boys that she's raising not being productive. Let's talk about it, Umar. She's complaining about how she's dying more than other races of women in these hospitals because of racism and all. But you strong and independent and don't need no man. You got this, right? But she's steady complaining about all this shit that she's dealing with. Excuse my language again. Hey, we're working on it. We're working on it. But let's go ahead and continue. But I just wanted to, Umar, we have to start holding the queens accountable, brother. Who has been saying this? She has not been forced to say this. She is the one that started saying she doesn't need us. We have never said we don't need them until now. Until now. Let's continue.
Let me give you this. I'm going to give you personal. I was not one of the swag daddies in high school. I was a bookworm. I was the black activist. I was the nerd. I was attractive. And girls appreciated that. But they were not all over me the way they were around some of these other brothers. But guess who I hear from now? Those same women who they knew I was going to be something. They knew it. Okay? I was voted most likely to succeed in my class. They knew it. And I'm not just speaking of the girls in high school, even in my neighborhood. You understand? Because there was only but so many girls in high school. They saw it, but they chose the swag daddies. In me was a...
They chose two key words that you stated there, sir. They chose. So when you have women like Sansa Ray that want to get on here and talk about how black men this and black men that, you fucking chose, bitch. That's who you chose. That's who they choose, Umar. This is a free society. You can't force a black woman to have sex with anybody. You can't force her to marry anybody. She is making the decisions. So when someone like Sansa Ray Smith goes out and makes a conscious decision to get into a relationship with a man that's still married, clearly not financially stable, she then gets pregnant by this guy. She chose him. She chose to get pregnant by this man, to have unprotected sex with this man. She is on record, on video, talking about how much sex they were having in a hotel. You're living in an extended stay hotel with a man that's still married and clearly not financially stable. You then get pregnant by this man and you have his baby. He's then not willing to stay with you and help you co-parent with you. Now, he wants to be a dad apparently, but he just doesn't want to mess with her. But bottom line is, she's running around on the internet now talking about how she was abandoned by this man when she had red flag after red flag after red flag. This is what we are talking about, Umar. We are talking about accountability. Stop treating black women like fucking toddlers. This shit ain't working, bruh. It's not. Treating these women like children is not fucking working, bro. What don't you get? But let's continue. But I just what she chose. They chose. She chooses. This is accountability. These are decisions made by grown ass women. You are a grown woman. You're damn near 40 years old. Sansa Ray still being used as the example. Damn near 40 years old. You don't know to not have unprotected sex with a man that ain't got no damn money and is still tied to another woman legally? Why would you, and even if you're just romping around and hooking up with the dude, you don't have sense enough to make sure you don't get pregnant by the guy? But it didn't work out for you. You had all of these red flags and it still didn't work out, and you were too stupid even in your middle age to see all of these red flags. And now that your life has been ruined because of said stupid ass decisions, now it's time to get online and blame all black men. But hang on, we're not finished, because these women have ruined their lives, but we're about to get into whose responsibility it is to come on in and save them and put the capes on. Let's continue.
Husband. And other brothers, there was a husband, but at the time, you wanted the swag daddy. And that's okay if you only want the swag daddy for a couple years.
Hang on a second. So you admit that there are black men out here that want to be husbands, and you admit that these women in these prime years, they do run into black men in particular that want to be fathers and want to be family men. Thank you very much. You know, shout out to the young brothers in their 20s that are in the military. Shout out to the young brothers in their 20s I see out here driving trucks. Shout out to the young brothers I see on the internet getting this social media money, getting this crypto money. All kinds of young brothers in their 20s out here doing it. Young brothers out here getting it in. Young brothers out here doing it, man. So what's the excuse? You have plenty of young brothers out here that have themselves together. What is the problem? They don't want those guys. Perhaps because demented women are attracted to demented and f***ed up men. But hey, let's continue.
But no, you want to play with the swag daddies your whole 20s, and then you want to go into your 30s, and you want to play with the guy with the Benz and the Beamer and the this and the that. Nah, black women have to know when to call it quits. Get serious.
See, there's nothing wrong with wanting a guy with money. I disagree with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting a guy with money, but what are you bringing to the table? Number one, are you bringing used up Gucci and a bunch of some other dusty niggas' kids? See, that's the problem. There's nothing wrong with these women wanting a guy that's productive. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a woman wanting a guy that can produce. There's nothing wrong with that. That's 100% natural. It is natural. And don't ever let anybody make you feel bad for it. If any ladies are listening, don't let anybody make you feel bad for wanting a guy that can provide for his family. However, bitches out here talking about $250,000 a year and you work at Dollar General, stop it. Stop it. This is the stupidity. You see what I'm saying? And on top of that, if you're going to go after those guys, you need to know how to pick them, because a lot of those guys that I think he's talking about the players. But he doesn't. I mean, I don't know how because a lot of players they don't have a lot of money. A lot of these guys out here chasing hoes all day. They don't have any money. They don't have any money because they're chasing ass all day. So I mean, I don't know what he's getting at as far as bringing up Beamers and stuff like that. I don't. This whole all the good guys are broke and poor and got dust in their wallets, and no, that's bull. That's bullshit. That's bull. Hell, the problem is they're not picking the productive guys, but it's some of these guys, they tie having nice things to being a bad boy and a player, and that's lame. I don't believe in that. I don't agree with that. Just because a woman wants a guy that has nice things, just because a woman is attracted to a man having nice things, I don't see anything wrong with that. Is that all that you're attracted to, though? And what are you bringing to the table to offset the quality of life that he is clearly able to provide for you? Let's continue. Hit the like button, y'all.
About building that family, because what I'm seeing a lot of sisters do, and this is unfair. This is unfair to black men. I hear a lot of women in their 40s and 50s talking about they can't find no good men, right? That's partially true. But you know what the other part is?
Hold on now, let him finish.
It's partially true, but here's the other part. What were you doing in your 20s and 30s that stopped you from finding one then? Why do we have so many 40 and 50-year-old beautiful women with so much going for them, never been married? It's one thing to have tried it and it didn't work. I'm saying you've never been married. You know why? Because you was out there playing that field, having your fun. And then you woke up one day and said, damn, I'll be 43 tomorrow. And I ain't never been proposed to, and I ain't never even thought about it. Now, all of a sudden, you're in a rush to get married. And because brothers are not jumping at the opportunity because they know there must be a story here, all of a sudden, we're not serious. Don't get me wrong. There's some truth to the narrative. But the other part of the narrative, black women are waiting too long to get serious about building family.
I know that we're just going to disagree on it because
but give me that one piece, Queen. Give me this one piece. What is your opinion on my point that a lot of black women, for reasons of career and reasons of wanting to date,
yes, I agree. I do agree with the point on the hyper independence and not focusing on finding a husband and having a family. I agree on that point. I feel like when it comes to millennials, I don't feel like millennial men are raised to be husbands or good partners.
I agree. I agree.
And
but who's raising them though?
Their moms, I guess.
So that means what? There needs to be a conversation amongst black women about the messages they're giving to their sons.
There needs to be a conversation about how they're raising the men that they can't stand. Here we go. But when you have a black female teacher, y'all remember the black female teacher that recently got in trouble talking about how feminine the young boys are? When a black female teacher comes out and says, hey, black women, we're feminizing these boys. What's going on? Black women tore her apart. It was black women that tore her apart. The same black women that are out here whining and complaining about how they can't find a real motherfucking man. Too stupid to understand that in order to have men like that, you must raise them. You cannot have a community full of boys that are raised by women. You can't have a community full of men that were raised by women and then expect a plethora of builders and warriors and strong masculine men. Who the hell taught them how to be strong masculine men, you stupid motherfucking bitch? Someone has to fucking teach them how to be the man that they are supposed to be. That's what separates men from males. We are born males. No one is born a man. Nobody is born a man. You have to train a boy into a man. You must cultivate these men. You must grow these men. You have to nurture boys into men like that. You don't just get that outright. This is something that the black female, unfortunately, does not fucking understand, Umar. She wants to put dresses on her boys. She wants to raise them around nothing but women. You got women on TikTok doing feminine dances with their young sons and stuff. They want to do stuff like that, but then expect to have strong masculine men to choose from. They're idiots. And people like you treating them like toddlers, Umar, this is part of the fucking problem, bro. Let's continue.
Because guess what, Queen? As someone who works with black boys on a regular, guess what they tell me?
What?
Dr. Umar, my father isn't the one who told me not to trust these itches.
Yeah.
My father ain't the one who told me women ain't ish. My mother is the one who told me not to trust them. My mother is the one who told me they ain't ish. Black women are training their...
Because 9 times out of 10, their mothers are the kinds of women that they're trying to talk about. Hello. 9 times out of 10, these single moms talking about women ain't ish and all this other kind of stuff. Those are the same ones dropping little man off to grandma's house so she can go to the club and twerk them booty cheeks. That's yeah. So, I mean, Umar, chill out, bro. A lot of these women, they know what they are. And since they have some kind of, some of them have some kind of love for their sons, so they know what they are, and they don't want their sons ending up with women like them. They know they don't. That's why you had those single moms getting on Kevin's show, and Kevin would expose them flat out. Would you want your son with a woman like you? Would you want your son getting involved with a woman in a situation like yours? They said, no, I wouldn't want my son to be in the situation that I'm hoping one of you simps get into with me. Let's continue.
Sons not to value and respect black girls. I hear about it every day.
But in the same breath, black men who are fathers, who are not being emotionally available, who are not being consistent, are teaching their daughters that men are not going to show up for you.
But what about the men? But what? You cannot build with this black female, bro. Stop trying. She cannot be criticized. She cannot be corrected, but they want to be they want to be led though. They want leaders. They won't be like, y'all, you black men, y'all need to lead. Y'all need to lead. Okay, well, leaders give orders, you stupid fucking bitch. Leaders give criticism. Leaders correct their subordinates, you stupid fucking bitches. This is how the world works. But, anyway, let's continue.
I agree. I agree.
I
agree.
That's the issue.
I'm not saying, I want to be clear. I'm not saying the mother is more
responsible. Yeah.
No, it's equal.
Yes.
Because I'm going to tell you this right now. More than the single black mother, I'm blaming the professional black man. I want to be very clear about this. More than the single mother. There's nothing a single mother can do wrong in that house, raising the sons or the daughters, where I'm going to fault her more than a professional black man for abandoning the black community.
So here we go. So we're going to blame the successful professional black man that had nothing to do with making the kid. We're going to blame him more for the dysfunctional households than we're going to blame the women that are actually in the households. This is that when I talk about nigga logic, this is nigga logic. And this is why I am not a hotep. I am pro black. Yes, I'm pro myself. I'm pro what I am, absolutely. But this Hotep stuff, I'm not a Hotep. And this is why. Because Hoteps, they don't run on logic. They are completely devoid of logic, reason, common sense. In order to be pro-black, just like David Carroll said, you have to make excuses for negative black pathology. You have to make excuses for the stupid decisions that a lot of black people make, especially black women. You cannot hold them accountable. In order to be a Hotep, you cannot hold black people accountable. Black women in particular. You can criticize black men, just like he does, but you can't hold black women accountable at all. You can't. Let's continue.
If you notice, most black men of means, I don't care if you got a barbershop, I don't care if you got a restaurant, a car detail spot, lawyer, doctor, engineer, educator, principal, they do not live in the black community.
Why? This is why I'm not a Hotep, because they don't want to ask the, okay, well, why? We've observed the problem. Why is this problem here? What's causing this problem? Why are the upwardly mobile, educated, progressive black males, why are they leaving the hood? And why are they leaving the community overall? Why, Umar? Why? Let's ask that question, but you don't want to ask that fucking question, and that's the reason why we can't take you seriously. You're not to be taken seriously. You're basically a comedian. To most of us, you're a source of entertainment. You're a meme cow, Umar. That's what you are, bro. At best. At best. Let's continue.
They have moved out. They have abandoned black boys. Even if his father is not in the home, that should not be an automatic introduction to the school to prison pipeline.
Wait a minute. The father that she chose, you said we've been over this, Umar. She picked this guy. The father that she chose. The father that she chose. Let's talk about people like Cynthia G. You know all about Cynthia G, Umar. Spewing nothing but vitriol and hatred and disdain for black men on the internet. Why? It's because she was abandoned with a kid by a dusty nigga. Well, let's look further into this situation. Cynthia G resides in Seattle, Washington. Cynthia G resides in Seattle, fucking Washington, people. Robert Perkins, Perk the Squirt, the nigga with the tattoos, I think that's his YouTube name, I don't know. He lives in Richmond, Virginia, from my understanding. So that means that Cynthia G flew clear across the continental United States of America to have unprotected sex with a man that already has 5 children with multiple women that he is not taking care of. She knew this before going out there. She still chose. But because she chose to do that and it didn't work out and she ended up being baby mama number 4 or 5, now she hates black men. This is how it works, Umar. They're toddlers. See, in the initial stage, when they're out doing this stuff, you can't tell them anything. I guarantee you, nobody could have told her anything about Robert. She already knew he was a deadbeat dad. What more could you possibly tell her to get her away from him? So she would not have listened to you initially. Hey, that guy, I'm telling you, you seem like the kind of guy that'll knock a chick up and take off on her. I don't think I'm gonna tell me nothing. You ain't paying my bill. You know all that stupid that they say. You ain't paying my bill. You got Why do I need to pay your bills to tell you something that's common sense? The guy has multiple kids with multiple women. If you're gonna deal with this guy, I would suggest you make sure that you have protected sex with this dude. This dude does not seem like a guy that's gonna stick around and help you be a parent to a child if he gets you pregnant. Why are we saying this? Because he has a history of doing such things. But she chose. She still chose. She made an adult decision to still deal with this guy. Literally flying over millions of black men with no kids, millions, literally physical. Again, she flew from Seattle, Washington to Richmond, Virginia. She literally flew over millions of black men with no kids, solid careers, want families, want to be fathers to get with Robert Perkins. She did that and ended up badly. Now it's time to make a career, start a career jumping on black men, calling black men dusties, spewing this stereotype, that the same one they've been passing around for years, that we're all deadbeats, we're all dusties. Why? Because she's mad because she chose to deal with this guy and it didn't work out. This is what we're tired of, Umar. We're sick and tired of being cleanup men in multiple ways. We're sick and tired of being the emotional punching bags for their bad decisions. We're sick and tired of being stepdads and being expected to be cleanup men. But let's continue. He's getting into that. Let's continue.
Not in the home. That should not automatically follow that he has to end up a gangbanger. The problem is we don't have enough men who stay in the black community to serve as role models to the young brothers.
Why aren't they staying? We don't want to ask that question, do we, Umar? Because it's going, we got to tell some truth now. Those men aren't wanted or welcome. Let's just be real. They left because they were not wanted. They left because they were told they were not needed. They left because they were marginalized and ostracized and attacked sometimes for being that nerd, for being that progressive black man, for being that black guy that talks kind of quote unquote funny. Because some of these niggas, if you're not talking like a drunk primate, then you talk funny. If you don't talk like that, then you talk funny. Because in nigga land, talking like that is normal. And speaking proper grammar in English, that's different. That's funny. That's weird. And this is why guys like that leave. Why are they going to stick around and help build a community that hates them, Umar? Who would stick around for that? It's amazing how you think black men, progressive black men, good black men deserve nothing but punishment. Good black men are supposed to stick around and be picked on and messed with, ostracized and bullied in some cases because of who they are. They're supposed to sit around and be told how they ain't shit. They're supposed to sit around and deal with being disrespected because of how they talk. Deal with being disrespected because they're into quote unquote weird things like, I don't know, playing chess or playing certain video games or wearing certain kinds of clothes or whatever. I mean, this is the kind of, this is what you deal with, and you get tired of it. Who wouldn't? So eventually these men say, okay, you know what? I'm going to go somewhere where I am appreciated. Because they look around and they notice in other communities, the guy, you don't have to be a prisoner. You don't have to be thugged out. You don't have to be a gangster. You don't have to be on this pseudo masculine street thug BS in order to be appreciated within the community. People think it's all about sex. A lot of these guys don't have problems getting ass. It's not hard to do that. It's about being appreciated. Progressive, educated, forward-thinking black males are not appreciated in this community, Umar, and you know it. And you just admitted to it yourself. You just admitted that you were not appreciated yourself. Let's continue.
Who are still there. I don't blame the rappers. I don't blame the basketball players.
He doesn't blame the rappers. He doesn't blame the rappers. So he doesn't want to blame the niggas that push this culture. The niggas that try to make this culture seem cool. This baby mama culture. You know, this rappers like Jay Fizzle. I like some of Jay Fizzle's music, but he pushes this baby mama culture. I think the dude has like what 15 baby mamas and like not mothers of his kids. Baby mamas. This is the culture that a lot of rappers push, but you don't want to hold them accountable. He's specifically targeting the educated and progressive, forward-thinking black males. And my question is why? He just admitted he's not even talking to all black men. He is specifically talking to certain black men. Why? Let's continue. I just want to put that on the table. Let's continue.
The football players. I blame professional black men who have abandoned the black community for a life in the suburb. Even if he has a white wife.
He knows the Negro community appreciates the athletes. Niggas appreciate the rappers. Niggas appreciate the gangster rappers and shit, right? But niggas don't appreciate the CEOs. Niggas don't appreciate the black lawyers. Niggas don't appreciate brothers like Neil deGrasse Tyson. The vast majority of niggas have no idea who that man is. And he's brilliant. But unfortunately, he has to basically talk to a mostly non-black audience because if Neil deGrasse Tyson were to try to come to the hood and talk to a bunch of niggas, you niggas wouldn't give a Can you imagine Neil deGrasse Tyson going to some random ass hood in Memphis, Tennessee or something? And he's trying to talk to these stupid motherfuckers about astrophysics. Most of them can't even spell that damn word, and they don't give a damn about knowing how to spell it. They don't care. You know what they would do? They would probably whoop his ass after robbing his ass. Let's stop the bullshit. If someone like Neil deGrasse Tyson went to just randomly, if he watched this interview, shout out to In Retrospect. Thank you for just using this small clip of your interview here. Thank you for posting this interview. It's a great interview. But Neil deGrasse Tyson watches this interview and he just says, you know what? He's right. By golly, he's right. Shit, he's right. I'm going to go back to the hood and I'm going to give back to them. These are my people and God damn it, son of a I'm going to fix stuff. I mean, he doesn't talk like that, but I'm just saying, like, this is what the fuck he's expecting. This is the dreamland that Umar is expecting to happen. He's expecting men like Neil deGrasse Tyson to just come up out of nowhere and go to the hoods and start fixing stuff. And what's going to happen, bro? He's gonna get his car stolen. He's gonna get his ass whooped. At the very least, he's gonna get laughed out of town. Who is this nigga? What the is he talking about? Astrophysics. Nigga, I dropped out in 8th grade. What the are you talking about? Astrophysics? What? I mean, seriously. What is this guy talking about? Let's all these progressive black men go to the hood and then just start doing what? Exactly. The problem is the people that are there, they would not appreciate that, Umar, and that's the problem. They would not appreciate men like that doing that. Let's continue, though.
Excuse me, a black wife. Even if he has a black wife, you're still in the suburb, far out of reach of the black boys who need you. And I don't think enough responsibility has been laid at the feet of black men for abandoning our women.
Those boys need their fathers. That's who they need. They need their dads. They need their dads, motherfucker. They don't need me. They don't need some random black guy to come in there and swoop in and no. They need their fucking fathers. Where is dad? Fuck you. Don't stop trying to guilt trip progressive, educated black men into coming in and cleaning up messes that they had nothing to do with, would receive no appreciation for cleaning up, and in fact, your work would go right down the drain because 3 months later, group of black men went there and covered up all the spray paint and cleaned up all the trash. 3 months later, if you put a before picture and after picture side by side, and then 3 months later, the 3 months later picture and the before picture are going to look fucking identical. Let's stop the bullshit, okay? The problem is cultural, Umar, and you know that the problem is the mentality. The problem is the nigga mind. You can send a bunch of nigga-minded black people to an Ivy League school. Guess what? All you have is a bunch of niggas at Harvard. That's it. That's it. Now, if you send black people that have a plan and value education, value progression, then that's not a wasted opportunity. They're going to go there and they will excel. They're going to take advantage of that opportunity because, for one, they see it as an opportunity. Nigga-minded niggas, what the fuck? Harvard? Yale? Where the fuck am I, bro? What is this place? What is this? Science? Math? Algebra? Calculus? What? Calculus? Nigga, send me back to the fucking hood. What you talking about? Send me back to the motherfucking hood. What is this? It's the mentality, bro. You can't just drop a Stanford in the middle of the hood and then 3 years later you're gonna come back to a bunch of brilliant Negroes. No, that's not how it works. Now, if you drop an Ivy League college in the middle of a black community that values education, then you got something. But that's not what we have right now, Umar. We don't value education as a community, and we do not value educated black people as a community. And this is why they don't stay. Who wants to stick around in a place where they're not appreciated? Constantly ostracized, constantly attacked for being who they are. But they're supposed to stick around and help. Let's continue.
Our daughters and our sons in the black community for a much more comfortable life in a white neighborhood.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. And I'm going to close it out with this. Black men, do not feel guilty about that at all. Because you don't owe niggas like this a motherfucking thing. You don't owe these single mothers shit. You don't owe these B1 Hotep shit. You don't owe the government shit. You don't owe the feminist shit. You don't owe them anything. You owe yourself. If you have kids, you owe them. If they're children. And that's it. That's it. That is it. You owe yourself, and you owe the lives. You owe the lives that you willingly brought into this world. That's it. You do not owe Umar a damn thing. We don't owe you shit. Okay? We're not coming to clean up shit. Go get Glocktavius, DeMarquavius, DeMarctavius, LaQuavius, Sharkeisha and them. You know, go get them. Go get them to clean up with, because you just admitted that we leave. So who's there? Well, I think the people that live there should be cleaning it up, sir. And if these single mothers within these communities, if they're complaining about the men, then guess what? It's time to sit down and say, okay, you know what? Where are these men coming from? Let me make sure my son isn't like this. What do I need to do to make sure that my son isn't the kind of man that would knock a woman up and just run off? How do I make sure that happens? How about we make sure that he had a father that stuck around? How about that? That sounds like a plan to me. If you want to train young fucking men in how to stick around and be fathers and be men and lead families, it would make sense that you would have him grow up around a man that does that every fucking day. I.e. a dad. A fucking father. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. I can't use too much of people's content. I'm kind of tired. It's been a long day anyway. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the first of many. Like I said, I got this set up in the truck, so we're good to go even on the road. So I will be uploading content on a regular basis. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Until next time, guys. I had to address this, and I'm going to address the Austin Holloman situation and my Martin Luther King comment very soon. So just stick with me. Thank you guys for supporting. Until next time, y'all.